Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today, and I'm back in Mint Hill, coming to you live. Well, as live as you can get. It's not pre-recorded. Well, it is pre-recorded, but it's recorded today, and I'm posting it tonight to get it to you on the same day. Anyway, we got the SC Elite V5 versus the Adios Pro 4, one of my personal new favorites here. I put this in my dream marathon training rotation, and I know this Adios Pro 4 is a hobby jogger community favorite, so I'm going to be putting them head to head today. Now, if you are looking for a new race shoe, maybe you got your fall marathon coming up, or a half, or maybe your first 5K, and you want to go to Carbon County, you got to make sure you're on the Supwell app. It's my app, and it's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. You know why? We get people who get a shoe like this or like this. It might not work for them. They put a few runs on it and they list it on the app well below MSRP. And also you can post and ask for reviews or read other people's reviews so you can get different opinions on shoes. Because as you'll hear in this video, I have a very specific foot strike and preferences with the mileage that I run. So I might like one of these shoes more than the other. And you can find other takes on the app. So if you're looking for a new shoe, if you want to evaluate shoes, or you want the best community out there to help keep you accountable and reach your goals, get in with us on the Supwell app and enjoy today's video. Back in the hill, getting active. They thought we were taking a break. They thought we were taking a rest. They thought I was sleeping because I was on a work trip. No, we're back. So it's, Wednesday? No, it's Thursday. So I was traveling Tuesday and Wednesday. Short trip, really short trip. I left here probably 6 a.m. on Tuesday and then came back around 6 p.m. yesterday. So just bada boom, bada bang. It was nice. I recorded 3 videos on Monday, so I had the Tuesday one pre-recorded, ready to go, the deals video, the Wednesday one, the rotation video, pre-recorded and ready to go. I have learned that, I can do the videos while I'm traveling. I can force it. I can do some treadmill tests, which are still fun, and I'll probably do that sometimes in the future, but it's also nice to just pre-record some stuff, because then when I'm on a work trip, I can be fully present with my colleagues, just as when I'm recording right now, I'm fully present here. I'm bringing the full force of my mileage to the analysis of the Adios Pro 4 versus SC Elite V5. And then when I'm with my colleagues on the on-site, it's actually funny. It's an on-site. It's not an off-site because we work remotely. But when I'm with my colleagues, I can be fully there. I can bring my whole self to work. I don't have to worry about, when I get back to the hotel room, I got to do this and I got to do that. And then when I come home on yesterday, I could fully be with the kids. I don't have to worry about, I'm going to have to export the video and bada boom, bada bang. So priorities, man. But we're now back here getting mileage, just some updates since I left. So the travel shoes that I brought, if anyone's interested, were actually 2 of the shoes that I put in the rotation video. And by the way, I will drop in the timestamp for starting the comparison between these 2. But for anyone who's interested, I'll just a quick update on my training. So the travel shoes I brought the SC Elite V5 and I brought the Aero Goat. So I got to my hotel about 10 a.m. on Tuesday. I did a nice 4-piece in the Aero Goat, and it was just a recovery run. I was tired, just a shakeout on the treadmill. It was something like a 9-minute pace, and I have never seen my heart rate so low. I averaged a 103 BPM heart rate on the treadmill, and I think it's because I have just been crushing miles here in the Carolina heat. It's been about 90 degrees, if not at least 82, 83 every morning, and then 90, 95 in the afternoon. So going in the treadmill on the AC was just a complete shock to my system in the best way possible. So it was cool to see all the fitness that I've built through just the summer pain here actually paying off. And then, so that was the first run. And then Tuesday night after my company event, and by the way, people always ask me how I'm able to do everything. An easy thing, well, not easy, but a simple thing is to not drink alcohol. So we had this whole company picnic and everything, and everyone's drinking and have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that, but with everything else I have going on, it's priorities, right? So what I did was I got a non-alcoholic bottle of rosé, the Wolford Estate one. I completely faced that, and I also pounded 2 non-alcoholic beers. So if you had 2 beers and a full bottle of wine, you're going to be out for at least 12 hours the next day. It's not going to be good. But instead, what I was able to do, go back to my hotel and knock out another 8 miles. So that's a 12-mile double on Tuesday. And I did the 8 miles. In this guy, I set the treadmill to, I think, a 6:40 pace, and I was just cruising in the SC Elite V5. So comfortable, bouncy, smooth. And my heart rate for that run, I don't usually train by heart rate, but it was just cool to see how low it was indoors on the AC on the treadmill versus coming out here outside and just struggling. My heart rate for that one run was average 135 BPM at a 6:40 pace. I have never seen anything like that, and it's because I've just been pushing myself in the heat. So it just goes to show, man, it's all about the effort. It's not about the pace. But that was Tuesday, 12-mile double. And then yesterday, Wednesday, I wanted to get in a marathon pace tempo, so I did that again in the SC Elite V5. That is why this has newspaper in, because after that, I had to pack up my bag and everything, and this was just sitting in my away suitcase, just damp, disgusting. So when I got back home, I put this in there. But yeah, I ended up getting 11 miles total with 9 at marathon pace, so 5:40 per mile on the treadmill. Felt okay. Mechanically, not great. That's my biggest issue right now, just the mechanics at marathon pace and the way it feels, not great. Aerobically, it felt awesome. So again, heart rate was right where it needed to be. I think it was right around 170 at marathon pace. And it felt pretty good effort-wise, but I've got to get the mechanics more locked in. But yeah, this was a star on the trip. I got 19 miles. I would have tried to push for 10 yesterday, 10-mile tempo. I did 2-mile warm-up into a 9-mile tempo for 11 total. I was pushing for 10, but then the treadmill kept trying to get me to cool down, and I switched to another treadmill, and then that one, for some reason, was trying to get me to cool down, and I think my sweat was touching the screen. It was one of those newfangled touch screen treadmills, so I think my sweat was just pushing random buttons on it. It was a Life Fitness brand one. I'm like, dude, I don't need a massive TV screen on the treadmill. I just need something to run on. So some treadmill error there. But we got 11 miles yesterday, 12 on Tuesday, so I think that's 23 miles total on the trip and 19 miles total on this guy. We now have 39 miles on the SC Elite V5, and I just took this out of the box on Sunday, the long run, and then those. So, like I said in the rotation video yesterday, this is one of my new favorite race shoes. It looks great. It feels great on foot. It's almost like a Vaporfly combined with the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4, and that's been the shoe that's come to mind. I haven't made that comparison yet, but the 8mm drop, the soft bouncy Piba, that stiff plate feel in there very much feels like the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4, which was one of my favorite shoes last year. It was actually the shoe that I used for my first sub-3 marathon, which was around the neighborhood here. So I wanted to put it up against, I know, one of the community's favorites, a current hobby jogger favorite, the Adidas Adios Pro 4. Now, this has not been a personal absolute favorite for me. It has been pretty solid, though, now that I've gotten it in the size 10.5. The size 11, I did not like. Everyone said go up half a size in the beginning, so I did. That was a big mistake. It didn't completely fix the issues that I had with it. For example, on the bottom, I do not... Oh, what is that? Is that mold? Is that mold right there? What the... No, I don't think it's mold. It's something weird, though. That's definitely something weird. Look at that. Looks like blue cheese. But yeah, it didn't fix the issues I had 100% with this bottom here. Just look at this. Very soft foam. The heel has a weird sensation. And because you have this aggressive cutout, the medial cutout here, it just has something about it for more landing on the heel to midfoot, just the back of the platform, feels odd. Now, the good thing about it is that it does put you up on your toes more, and I find when I'm running on this shoe, I'm more in attack mode. I am more landing up at the forefoot versus the SC Elite V5. I actually noticed this shoe, it wants you to heel strike. It's almost harder to get up on the front in forefoot strike. So that's the key difference between these two things so far. I've noticed SC Elite V5, it wants you on the back of the platform. Adios Pro 4, it wants you more up on the front of the platform. Now, Other differences here, upper, very lightweight upper on the Adios Pro 4. You don't get a lot of padding or anything. But I haven't heard actually anybody complaining that it's cutting them up. So good job, Adidas, on that. On the SC Elite V5, you get this big pillow in the back. It's the same thing that was on the 1080 V13. So you get a lot of cushion in the back here. I also think the SC Elite might have a narrower platform in general, which is just crazy. They've made it so much more aggressive from the last generation. Let me get my doctor's toolkit and we can measure. All right, here we go. Oh man, there's tree cutters over there, and they're just hooting and hollering. So let's see. Adios Pro 4 on the heel, 80 millimeters wide. SC Elite V5. Look at that. SC Elite V5 is narrower than the Adios Pro 4. That is crazy. 77 millimeters. And if we take a look at the midfoot here, super narrow on the SC Elite V5. 63, I mean, it depends how close you take it. It can even be it's 57 where your foot is contacting the ground. 57 millimeters wide. Higher up, it's mid-60s, 66, 65, depends where you take it from the contouring of the foam. If we look at the Adidas, let's see. A lot wider in the midfoot, 77, 78. But here's the thing. You have that aggressive cutout. I think brands need to stop doing these cutouts because you are saving weight, but something about it just messes up the ride for some people. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. But yeah, the platform width in the Adios Pro 4 is wider, but you do have that cutout. Let's actually get one more forefoot. This might be maxing out. Or no, it's not maxing out. 121 millimeters wide in the forefoot of the Adios Pro 4. 107 on the SC Elite. So way narrower on the SC Elite. It feels like a light touch shoe to me in the SC Elite V5. So far, I've taken it down to marathon pace. I did a long run. I did a regular steady run, and then I did a tempo. It's felt best for the long run and the tempo. It felt pretty good at marathon pace. It didn't have the most aggressive toe off, but it really just was gliding and floating along. My hypothesis is that the Adios Pro 4 might be a touch better for aggressive speed and getting up on the front because I put this guy through threshold workouts and faster. So today, what I'm going to do, back-to-back tempo, because yesterday I got 9-mile tempo at marathon pace in the SC Elite V5. Today, what I'm going to do, just go out there and rip. My goal is to get 7 miles. I don't know. I have a really late start because I was playing with the kids today for a while this morning because I was gone yesterday. So I don't know how many I'm going to be able to get, but I also don't want to lose my heat adaptation. So what I've found this summer, the best thing to do is as soon as you get into a hotter climate, just run hard. And it almost forces your body to adapt. That's my hobby jogger method for heat adaptation. So let's actually throw these on the scale quickly, and then we can lace them up. But I want to get a weight check. I think they're going to be fairly similar. The Adios Pro 4, to my memory, is a few millimeters or grams lighter. Yeah, 212 in the Adios Pro 4. 228 in the SC Elite V5. So yeah, Adios takes it for weight. Let's go lace them up. We gotta get it in. Nothing makes me happier than coming back here and getting some mileage. Now, lacing up the Adios Pro 4. So I had the SC Elite on. Past few days, I've run it, 3 times now in the past week? Yeah, upper feel, Oh gosh, let me just get these on, both on foot real quick. I just did an entire switcheroo. Made no sense. I wasn't initially planning to, but now that I have both, yeah, the SC Elite is way more stable. The Adios Pro 4, it just has this thing where you sink into the heel. It's really weird, especially for walking or standing. It's not very stable, and it just feels odd. But conversely, that's a good word right there. Conversely, up in the forefoot, way more aggressive in the Adios. Better rocker. Also, I think you get more foam. It looks and feels, yeah, you definitely get 2 or 3 more millimeters of foam up in the forefoot, which is going to give you that more propulsive ride and bounce. Now, the SC Elite V5 is definitely bouncy, but it doesn't have the same aggressive propulsion as the top-end shoes. So my hypothesis today is that the SC Elite will take it for comfort and normalness, or maybe should we say normalcy, shout out Warren Harding, and the Adios Pro 4 will take it for speed. Let's get a walk test in. Man, for the V5 of the Adios Pro 4, I really hope they close that hole up in the back. It's a solid shoe. I just think having the heel be fixed would be better. If I were to make the change, if Adidas were to listen to me, what I would do is you can narrow down the platform. The forefoot is very wide. You could take a few millimeters off of the forefoot, use that extra foam to fill in the heel if you're concerned about weight. You could also even shave down the width of the back, but close in that hole. That should make it more stable, similar to what New Balance has done. So both of these fit true to size. New Balance takes it for the upper comfort, just feels better on foot. They both have solid uppers, but it's just slightly more dialed in the New Balance. I also like the heel feel better in the New Balance, not just the foam, but up at the top, because you get that padding. And you can't feel the difference in weight at all. The New Balance just feels like a slightly more normal shoe, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. Also, with how aggressive the forefoot is on the Adios, you can really feel it just lacing this thing up. It's almost like the Saucony Endorphin Elite, the OG, where your toes are just angled so far up when you put this thing on. So rocker and aggression, go to the Adios. All right, this will be a fun test. Back-to-back tempos. I did a tempo yesterday in the SC Elite. Today we will do it in the Adios. We will see how many we can get. Let's do this thing. Man, it's really the Mint Hill summer special today. We got the cicadas. It's about 84 American lawnmowers are out. And tree choppers. The tree choppers down there. Oh man, I can feel my legs are fatigued from that tempo yesterday. So we'll just see how many I can get. But yeah, man, jogging in the Adios Pro 4 here, the heel feel to me is what's really unique to this shoe in not the best way. There's just some weird instability back there, and I can really feel it on my jogging paces. The squish is good, and the roll is solid, but it definitely detracts from the experience for you because it's slightly distracting. Man, I can already feel we're on this heat. I lost my heat gain, so we're gonna have to get it back. Beautiful day. Man, any day where I can come out here, get some mileage, that's a good day. This is what I was saying a few weeks ago, man. I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing this. I don't know how long my life circumstances will let me train like this. So we got to enjoy it while we can. Mileage. Mile 1, 7:22. I'm gonna give us some free game here. Other ways to do more. I'm too tired to do this speech. Save it for later. Dude, it's hot. Man, you couldn't pay for a better training stimulus than a Mint Hill summer. Heat, humidity, and hills. Triple H. Except this slamming is real. A lot of boys acting out here, not me. Man, I thought I was gonna feel like a 6 out of 10. No, I feel like a 4. Yeah, almost at mile 2 here. Feeling a lot worse than I thought. 33% worse, actually, if you want to quantify it. So, whatever I get today is gonna be a win. We're gonna go off straight effort and vibes and not worry about the pace. Man, these definitely have a spot. You gotta hit it. It's the bounce spot, the B spot, right up at the front. All right, let's go. Last mile was designed by Satan. Uphill finish. Last mile. 5:45. Oh my goodness. These are the ones right here. Those are the ones that set apart the 2:39 marathoners from the 2:29 marathoner. That was straight slug life. Blood, sweat, and mileage. Man, it's hot. I'm getting smoked out here. It's hilly. And I just kept turning them over.
I didn't hit one single mile below goal marathon pace, but that was probably my best marathon tempo ever. It's not about the pace. Being able to do that, I think I averaged a 5:48. Being able to do that the day after traveling, on tired legs, off schedule, after a 9-mile tempo the day before. That was good work. That was good work. Let's go. Look at that butterfly putting in work too. Talk to him, butterfly. Man, cornering in these things with all the squishiness and the sweat and the squirrely foam, it's rough. By the way, I'm cooling it down. 9:24 pace. I know a lot of people like these for 9-minute and 10-minute pace. They actually don't feel too bad. I think something about the way I run at my most efficient paces, which is anything from a 6:40 to an 8 flat, a shuffling heel strike to midfoot strike. Something about the way I run just triggers these shoes with weird heels. This shoe, Super Blast, there's a few of them. And I know boys in the comments talking about heel striker this, heel striker that. I'm gonna start asking people who try to come at me, make fun of me for being a heel striker, what's your weekly mileage? What's your marathon PR? I've seen some of these boys, these 3:17 marathon boys, trying to get at me for heel striking. Just makes me laugh, man. Get out of here. Yuck. Push a T-flow. Moving dirty white like a real Viking. These boys can't make fun of my heel striking. Some days, you just gotta make a decision to slug up. I have the Velocity Nitro 4 sitting in a box. That's guaranteed views right there and an easy out. I could have just run in that today. No workout, just some aerobic miles. That's the easy way out. No, you gotta slug up, baby. I knew that this was the run I needed. So we come back, we bring out the carbon, and we put in work. I'm telling you, man, that's what sets apart the 239s from the 229s. That's what sets apart where you were last time with where you want to go. Some days you just got to make a decision to slug up.
Let's go, baby. Working. That was solid. That was some real solid work. Let's see that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We got 1111 total calories. That was a lucky run. I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10 hard. I actually felt strong for having done a tempo yesterday. I felt strong. Now, granted, that was on the treadmill, but still, 9 miles at a 5:40 pace on the treadmill, that's nothing to sneeze at. Of course, it's AC. Of course, the treadmill makes it easier, but that's still real work. And then to be able to come out here and to do what we did, so 10 miles, average 6:25 pace. Dang, my heart rate got up to 186. Let's see. By the way, I did order Koros. I didn't order it from Koros. I told you I'm trying to save money because all the July releases just absolutely were slaughtering me. So I bought it on the Supwell app. Shout out to my guy, Zach Youngdale. I don't know if people know this, but you can also get watches on the Supwell app. And they usually go pretty quick. People will post Garmin's and Koros's. Is it Koros's or Korai? Regardless, people will post watches from Koros. Maybe it's Koros watches. And I got a Pace Pro from my guy, Zach Youngdale. I'm still not sure if I'm going to 100%. Oh, okay. It got off. I just like the Koros UX better. I'm not sure if I'm going to 100% switch or just test them. And maybe I'll just have it to test because with the new Supwell app, the custom one, you're going to be able to track your runs. So you'll be able to connect your Koros watch and your Garmin watch, send your mileage into the app. It's going to be sweet. Anyway, Adios Pro 4. You can see we put some work in these. Yeah, I have not had a bad run in these. It's funny because this started off with, I guess, the other colorway that I had of this as the hot mess, and it still does every time I'm running it. I'm reminded why I called it the hot mess. It's just the back half with the cutout and the softness could be improved, but that hot mess aspect comes through because it is a fast shoe, and I've had a lot of solid workouts, solid runs. I don't think I've had one bad workout in either pair of Adios Pro 4. So this is a shoe that actually really does work for me at workout paces. It just feels super weird for jogging paces, but there's a definite spot up here that you need to hit, and if you can do that, it will just get you going and fly. So we were hitting that today, that bounce spot, and that was some solid work. I got a shower. Carbon. Big house, but I grind like I'm starving. They watch my videos because I'm charming, real happy and gay. Shout to Marvin. Bro, I might have to drop the mixtape before it gets too late. Call it Sorry for the Mileage. Volume bang. Alright, man. Yeah, I know you came for the carbon. Grind like I'm starving. Let's throw up the run, man. That was some good work in the Adios Pro 4. I was telling you guys out here, I had an easy out. I had a ripcord. You know what a ripcord is? It's on the parachute. When you get too close to the ground, bang, you pull the ripcord and the parachute shoots up. I had a ripcord to stop the parachute of mileage, the free fall of mileage. If I wanted to not run in carbon today, I could have done the Velocity Nitro 4 coming soon. By the way, I actually don't really know why people are so excited for that shoe. It's in probably the worst class of shoes. The Rebel, the Peg, not the worst. It's just, I think it's just the class of shoes that I'm the least excited about, other than the Adi Zero SL2, by the way, which is a great shoe. So maybe the Velocity Nitro could be that SL2 killer. We shall see, coming soon. Maybe tomorrow I'll have to triple back. Oh gosh, I'm allergic to low stack shoes. Anytime I start talking about a low stack shoe, I sneeze. It was like what happened with the Topo Cyclone the other day. So I don't know, maybe I'll just have to stop reviewing low stack shoes. Anyways, we got the Adios Pro 4 and the SCLE V5, two shoes that are not low stack. So yesterday, 9-mile tempo in the SCLE V5. I've also gotten a 20-mile long run and another just smooth, steady run at 640 pace. Very similar testing that I've done in the Adios Pro 4. I've had two pairs of these now. I've done a long run, a few tempos. I've actually done a faster workout. I did a comparison test versus the Fast R3 with this, and this shoe has not let me down. Neither of these shoes have let me down. These might be two of my best carbon training shoes recently. I think this and the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3 and the Alpha Fly. If I had to make a top 5, not necessarily of shoes that are my favorites, because I still don't love the Adios Pro 4 feel. It's funny. I don't love the feel of this, but I've gotten some good workouts. But in terms of top 5 shoes, race shoes for just training, putting a lot of miles, Adios Pro 4, SC Elite V5 now is in that conversation. Sky Paris, Alpha Fly, and Deviate Nitro Elite 3. Those are probably my top 5 in terms of over the past year shoes that I've run the best workouts in, plus have the comfort for training. Because something like the Fast R3, even the Tokyo, also because of just how not durable the Tokyo is, I don't want to use that for training a lot. But anyway, these two, very similar shoes in terms of the spirit of what they're trying to do, but they favor different types of runners. So with this workout today, let's throw it up one more time. 7-mile tempo. I was actually feeling pretty solid. Felt a lot better than I expected, because sometimes when I'll come and do these marathon pace tempos, I can feel it in my lower back when I'm fatigued. Just doesn't feel like I have the strength. I start falling off the pace. That did not happen today. I was very even. My falling off the pace was 2 seconds per mile, and also because of the way that I wanted to run this, I did not want to go up the hill, so I was doing a lot of turning around at the ends of cul-de-sacs to get the back and forth flat. So that's 2-3 seconds right there. And I was clipping them off before that, 548, 548, and I think I had 2 550s there, and then ended it with the 545. That is really solid work, and through all that, this shoe felt pretty good. Now, it's interesting because at my marathon pace, anything from a, let's call it a 535 to a 6 flat. Now, there's no way I could run a marathon at 535 right now, but the marathon effort, some days if I'm feeling really good, it could be all the way down to 535. For example, yesterday on the treadmill in the STL EV5, I was at a 537 for the last few miles, and then when I'm feeling weak, it could be all the way down to a 6 flat. At those paces, it is just such a tough effort for me. Anything slower is more of a relaxed pace. It feels natural. Anything faster, I'm pressing, I'm running more with aggressive mechanics, attacking the front. The marathon pace is really, ironically, because I'm training for so many marathons, but it's the hardest pace for me to internalize because I do more naturally, especially with the high mileage, land on the back of the platform. I'm more of a shuffler, and it's this hybrid where you still have to be efficient and relaxed, but at this sub 230 effort or even sub 240 effort, I gotta lean forward and attack more. So I'm really trying to beat it into my system. That is the entire point of doing these back-to-back days. So that's 16 miles at a marathon effort yesterday and today. And both of these shoes succeeded. These are two really solid shoes. The reason I wanted to put them up against each other is because they are both soft and bouncy. Both seem like they're gonna be fairly durable. I think they have similar number of miles here. So let's look at this. I think this has about 40 or something miles. I can check the Strava. 40 or something miles. Same thing as this, 39 miles. Both of them are in good shape. Some of these race shoes, man, will get super beat up. So they both have great rubber coverage, or actually in the case of the Adios Pro 4, I think this is something called CPU. I forget the exact name of it, but it's not technically rubber. The Continental is rubber. The rest of this is a different compound that's supposed to be more durable and potentially grippier. That was actually, what I learned, pioneered by the Chinese brand. So put some respect on the CCP putting in work. But yeah, the Adios Pro 4 is going to favor two types of runners. The first, if you are slower than an 7:30, 8-minute pace, landing more on the heel, the shoe is gonna feel good because you have a big stack of this foam in the heel, right? So for me, again, it's weird at this marathon pace, it's this shuffling thing, and especially on my jogging paces, this heel just does not work for me. But I know so many 4-hour marathoners who love this thing, and as I was cooling down at a 9-minute pace, I felt it too. This shoe feels better for me at a 9-minute pace than it does at a 7-minute pace. It is the weirdest thing. It's like I can either run a 5-minute pace in this shoe or a 9-minute pace, but a 7-minute pace landing on the heel in the midfoot just feels horrible because of this. So it's almost like the slower you go, the more of a benefit you get from the back. I think in that middle zone at 7 minutes, I'm collapsing the foam too much. It's almost like too much force on the rear here, and then you get this weird sensation. And then I also was feeling the rods in the front when I was cooling down, so the longer time on feet. So something about the shoe, not completely dialed. But first category, if you're going for the 4-hour marathon time and you like a soft and bouncy shoe, this could be a good pick. I know a few people who've used it for that and love it. Now, second category of runners, if you are pushing the pace, running faster, sub 6:30 minute per mile pace, this is great, man. I was in the Takumi Sen last week, and a bunch of people are butthurt over that review because I said it was incredibly mid. And just running in this today, I was actually running the same exact pace in this shoe today than the Takumi Sen last week, and I feel so much better in the same exact workout, man. Back-to-back tempo days. Today I should have been even more fatigued, and I went longer, and I think it was hotter today. And the Takumi Sen, that thing just had a weird toe off, not an aggressive rocker. The foam wasn't enough to justify it being that heavy, and there's really no bounce. So this is the Adidas race shoe to get for most people if you are training at a faster pace. The bounce is great. The comfort on the forefoot is great. It really has that propulsive, fluffy marathon feel. It's a really nice combination of things. Almost like the Alpha Fly, where you got to hit that B spot up in the front, that bounce spot. Very similar to the Alpha Fly. You got to pop off the front and you'll be bouncing along. So either 4-hour marathoners or faster forefoot running. If you're in that middle zone landing on the heel, I don't think you're gonna like it. And there's also a big contingent of people out there. It's not just me. It's not just me. It's like with the Super Blast. For a while, people thought it was just me, but then other non-super cult members came out of the woodwork and said, no, that shoe also feels like a clunky brick to me. And it's so funny with the Super Blast because everyone wants to say, heel striker, you're a heel striker, that's why you don't like it. Meanwhile, we have heel strikers who are running 10-minute paces who like the Super Blast. So it's not all about the mechanics. There's a lot of variables that go into it. Size, cadence, foot strike, and like the Super Blast, there's just something off about this heel. So SC Elite V5, this corrects all of the issues that I have with the Adios Pro 4. It doesn't have that weird heel in the back. You can see here, it's more filled in. It also is narrower. So that's the thing with the Adios Pro 4. They've split this foam and then widened it out. And that's exactly where the hot mess thing is coming from for me. The heel just feels big and mushy, and I felt it even more in the size 11, but I can still feel it somewhat in here. Just feels like a lot of foam in the back that you don't need. And with this guy, it cleans it up. Now, ironically, again, that could be a good thing if you're going slower. That fat platform in the back in the Adios Pro 4 could be nice. However, when I'm trying to get a quicker turnover while landing on the back, so 7-minute to 6:30 pace, it feels like it's that suction cup effect. When I'm landing on the front, I don't get that. SC Elite, none of those issues. However, the toe off in this isn't as aggressive. It still is a really nice shoe, but I just get more of a propulsive bounce in the Adios Pro 4. So toe off experience goes to the Adios Pro 4. Overall comfort goes to the SC Elite V5. Looks go to the SC Elite V5. Durability, we'll have to see. I mean, both of these are in really good shape for 40 to 50 miles. Yeah, I mean, the SC Elite V4 or V5, this looks brand new. Of course, there's some dirt on the bottom, but it seems like this is gonna hold up really well. That's a reason why I wanted to put these up against each other, because it seems like both of these are gonna hold up well. So I do wanna get some more miles in the SC Elite V5, but for me, this is gonna be my pick for long runs, my pick for if I could only have one of these race shoes, likely this. Marathon pace, it might be this. I felt really good at marathon pace in the SC Elite V5. And for me, my foot strike, my size, I'm not thinking about how I'm landing as much in the SC Elite. It just works better for me. With the Adios, I'm just always thinking about how am I landing. And that has everything to do with this cutout here. So I feel better in the SC Elite. I feel more natural in the SC Elite. I would pull for this more for runs, and I think it would get more use in my rotation at least. I know some people would daily this, but the SC Elite has more elements of a training shoe with the back, with the upper, also the foam feel. It just doesn't feel as weird. It feels soft and fluffy and bouncy, but because of the heel and because of the smoothness of the bottom here, it just feels overall better. This is like if you took the Salomon Aero Glide, the Aero Goat, and you made it a race shoe. I actually had them lined up in my hotel room, and you could see the geometry, the drop and everything, they were identical. So I think that's why I've been loving this so much. It really feels like an Aero Goat racer. And somebody, by the way, has been asking me, can you do an S-Lab Phantasm revisit? They just keep asking me. I don't know, I probably will at some point, but I don't. If you can get a contingent of people interested in an S-Lab Phantasm revisit, maybe you can get it sooner, but it's a lobbyist party of one right now with the S-Lab Phantasm. So if you can get more people in your corner, maybe I'll revisit that one. But until then, this is the best option if you want a similar feel to the Aero Goat. So if you like the Aero Goat for everyday miles, man, I think you are going to love this for faster stuff, for speed training. The one thing I haven't tested yet on this is faster, so faster than marathon pace, because first run, the 20-mile long run, I did 1 mile repeats at marathon pace. I wouldn't even call them repeats, but just mile on, mile off at marathon pace. Yesterday I did that tempo, and then the day before I did more of that steady run at 6:40. So I haven't gone down to 5:20, 5:10, or even the 4s. I actually did quickly on the treadmill pick it up to 5:25, and it felt good. It's one of those shoes though where I just never feel like I have to press, and that is the difference with the Adios Pro 4. This is more similar to the Alpha Fly or Fast R3 in that I feel like I have to press and dig and run in a certain way. I have to run in this aggressive way versus the SC Elite. I can run more in the way that is comfortable for me. So this to me feels like the marathon shoe out of the two.
Yeah, I love this thing. I can't wait to get some more workouts in it. I know people are probably gonna get tired of seeing it on the channel, but that's the thing. When I like a shoe, I just use it a lot. So my personal winner out of these two right now is the SC Elite V5. If you're more of a heel striker, if you like the Aero Goat, I would go for the SC Elite V5. This is actually the test I would do. If you're team Nova Blast, go for the Adios. If you're team SC Elite, or sorry, if you're team Aero Goat, go for this thing. I know some people like both. Also, if you're comfortable calling yourself a heel or midfoot striker, go go for this thing. If you're one of the 17% of people who is a pure forefoot striker, go for this thing. By the way, Barrett, Supwell Designer, he is a forefoot striker, man. If you can see his cadence is something like 200 and he runs on your tippy toes, but there's a lot of boys out here calling themselves forefoot strikers. I don't really get it. Why do people want to be forefoot strikers so badly? What makes it superior? This is what I'm saying. We got people running 339 marathons trying to make themselves feel better that I'm running a 239 because they want to call themselves heel strikers. And I'm not putting anybody down. These are the people coming trying to put me down for being a heel striker. That's the way that works for me. It's efficient. I don't get injured, and I've gotten a lot faster than I was last year, every year. So do what works for you. People are gonna call it a rant. That's fine. These are the things that I think about when I'm lying in bed at night, not able to sleep. I think about heel striking, forefoot striking. No, I don't. I don't. All right. I think that's all I have for you today. Two great shoes. It's just different flavors. This is the vanilla bean. I guess this would be more of the Neapolitan, right? You get the vanilla, you get the chocolate, and you get the, I guess the chocolate is the brown part. I don't know now. I don't like Neapolitan. What is this? Oreo with some, with the raspberry marmalade. That could be a banger. Or maybe this is the strawberry shortcake. I like that. All right, food metaphors are over. I got to refuel. I haven't had anything. It's late. We got to refuel and do all that. And then maybe I'll get some more miles in the SC Elite. TBD. We'll see how the day goes. TBD. Either way, I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Yeah, that Freddie Gibbs Alchemist dropping tomorrow. That's gonna be a banger. I went back and I listened to his whole discography, everything since 2018 this week, to reacclimate. Dude, so good. His flows are just next level, man. Bang. Dude, look at that. When life gives you lemons. You know what Charles is saying? She's saying, you're not going to have a bad day because I know you were traveling. You got back from work, and look at that. She made me lemonade and a quesadilla. Shout out Charles putting in work. Absolute work. She's the best, man. Thank you, Charles. That's the refuel right there. We don't even have to do a big refuel section. That just saved me a lot of talking. Hold on. One sip. Everybody knows the rules. Homemade lemonade. Oh, brain freeze. But dude, that is literally brain freeze, but that's literally one of the best things I've ever had. I don't know what it is that makes homemade lemonade so good, but the fruitiness, oh my gosh, there's got to be a special ingredient in there. I don't know what it is. That is fire. All right, second run. What's that expression? When life gives you lemonade, stock mileage? I think there's something like that. Also, look at this. This shoe is not aging too well. That's something I'm disappointed. I know it's an all-white shoe, but not all of them, the all-white shoes, get this dirty, especially the way that I use shoes. For example, look at this. Pegasus Premium, all-white shoe, 100 miles. This upper has just stayed cleaner. Let's see, some other shoes. Same thing, Tracksmith. I think I have 50 miles on this guy. This has stayed cleaner. Something about this Adidas upper is just not staying clean. It looks dirty. It doesn't look that great. Anyway, second run of the day. Let's go get some mileage in the Elite V5. Man, these are just the absolutely brutal runs right here.
I think it's up in the 90s again today. But, man, these are the runs where the PRs are made. Now, I'm not going to do another workout, but I just want to get another feel for the SC Elite. I also just like running in this thing, and it really does feel like a shoe that you could daily or just get a lot of training miles in. For example, if you want to graduate from something like the Endorphin Speed, this is one level above that. Again, feels very similar to an Endorphin Pro 4. Now, I don't typically use carbon for my afternoon runs. I'm just doing this because... Did someone just lock the door on me? Doing this because... Lost my train of thought. Oh, because it's a comparison. And yeah, this does feel like a decently comfortable one. So with that, 4 miles, definitely not a recovery run, just some more aerobic volume. Just a nice 30-minute run around the hood here. Let's do this thing. Man, this is a massive L. I just checked my watch. I realized I don't have enough time. I've rarely done this, gotten all ready to go. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go later. That's funny. That's funny. It's not funny, but let's just say it's funny. All right, we're actually going now. We are actually going now. So I've had these on my feet for about 2 hours. I've got to tell you, they are super comfortable. This might be one of the most comfortable race shoes out there. It almost feels like a Clifton. The Clifton 10 has the same 8mm drop. It has a very similar stack. This is like if the Clifton were a race shoe. But yeah, I'm kind of running on fumes at the moment. Charlie told me that the quesadilla that I had was the same thing Mason had for lunch, and she thought it would be a snack for me. So I had a snack for lunch. Hopefully we can get through this 4-mile run without anything too bad happening. Let's just get out of here. Pretty good. Yeah, I was debating whether to go with the Larry David pretty good or the Borat very nice. Very nice. SC Elite V5. My wife. Oh gosh, I got flies in my ear. Yeah, dude, this thing's a banger. I think we can officially give it that banger. Not even I think. We're well beyond, I think. 43 miles in 4 days. I don't do that anymore, get that much mileage on one pair of shoes, because then people start complaining, yada, yada, you're getting too many miles on the shoe. I want to see something else. But luckily, I was on vacation, so I could run in whatever I wanted. Yeah, this thing is a beast, man. Durability, holding up really well. Of course, it's not 100 miles or 200 miles, but 44 miles in 4 days, nothing to sneeze at. I've run in this every day for the past 3 days, plus the long run on Sunday, and the foam feel is not getting fatigued, is not bottoming out or getting mushy like a vapor fly. And what makes this so special, all these shoes that start rising to the top for me have something. With this, it's the blend of comfort, accessibility, meaning it feels great at the variety of paces, and then no weirdness. There really has no weirdness to it at all. It very much feels like that Aero Glide, Aero Goat race shoe. This is a shoe that I could daily train in, and if we look at that run, it was a 7-something pace. Let's see, yeah, 7:21 pace, normal everyday miles out here in 95 degrees, and it held up really good. The other thing is the back, so much more stable than the Adios and a lot of these super squirrely race shoes. It overall just feels super good. So I think some people who like the last generation could probably still get away with this in terms of the stability, and people who found the last one too slow and floaty boaty, you're not going to find that here, man. It's still comfortable, but it works really well. So this is rising to the top for me. Man, it might be a top 3 race shoe now. We'll have to see where it shakes out on the power rankings, and I'm going to have to cool it with getting the mileage. I have no idea how I got the Alpha Fly up to 180 miles. That's crazy. I'm going to have to start coming up with some creative video titles and creative video ideas just so I could keep getting some miles in these things. But we have something weird. We're gonna have to clean these off. Oh, it looks like I stepped in poop or something. I did one stride. That was the other thing I was gonna say. One stride. It was just 10 seconds at a 4:27 pace, because that's my one last question with these. How are they gonna perform once you start cranking it up below marathon pace? And it felt good at that 4:27 pace. So I think I'm going to do another workout in these. I need to get a workout in soon at faster than marathon pace. The 6 kilos and 4 quarters workout that Jack Daniels has, I might mix that in next week. So it's 6 kilometers. He has it at your eye pace, so roughly 5K race pace, and then 4 400-meter repeats. I could just tell I need to get that aerobic boost. So that, two things, the aerobic boost so that the faster paces start feeling easier with the effort and the breathing becomes easier. And then also just the turnover. I was starting to feel today like I just wanted my legs to pop off the ground slightly quicker. And once you mix in threshold pace and interval pace or 5K pace, starts to feel a bit better. So that's the next thing for me. But I just did a really solid block of, I think, 3 weeks straight of just working on marathon pace. And this was the capstone of that. 9 miles at marathon pace yesterday, 7 today. I was 10 seconds per mile, quote unquote, slower than goal pace. But I think with the heat, the hills, the travel, and the tired legs, I'll take that. That is bang on where I want it to be. So some solid work. This is a great shoe, man. This is the one I'm personally picking over the Adios. I know a lot of people love the Adios. This one just has that, it just has that feel where I just want to stack a lot of miles on it. And when it comes to race day, maybe I'll pick something else. But for training, this might be the best race shoe out right now if you're getting a race shoe to train in. It just feels that good. And yeah, I've trained in it a bunch so far at that 540 pace, and it feels awesome. So if you're training for sub 3, 330, sub 4, this is plenty fast enough. If you're faster than I am, training for sub 230, sub 220, or maybe you're a college or high school kid, maybe this won't have the top end speed, but with the limited strides and stuff I've done in it, it feels really good. And I just think having the additional comfort in a shoe like this for training is worth it, even if it isn't the absolute fastest for speed. Because the benefit that I get of just feeling good in a shoe, feeling natural, not having to press a bunch to run the exact way to hit that B spot in the shoe, that outweighs any sort of fast R3 Demon Time character. So absolute banger, man. SCLE V5 doing numbers. New Balance finally got a good one, man. They were due. They were really due for a good one. All right, that's all I have for you today. Still have to edit pretty much this entire video. But guess what? The mileage train and the grind train, it don't stop, baby. I'll be back tomorrow.